Wow. Okay. It says I am live. I am live. I am live. So I did go to the movie theater, or the cinema as they call it in the United Kingdom, and I had not been in a year and a half, and I saw two movies back to back, and I had not done that in like 10 years, I think. So this was kind of unusual, but these Indiana Jones movies, they don't come out very often, and the last one was 15 years ago, I think, and then there was the gap in between the Crystal the the Last Crusade and Crystal Skull was 18 years, and then it was 15 years in between Crystal Skull and the Dial of Destiny. And so, but there was also a Wes Anderson movie had come out, and Asteroid City, and I went into a major state of indecision. It was actually really, really terrible, and my wife had to sort of intervene and make the decision for me, and it's actually kind of sad, but thank goodness she was there to do that, and so she sent me on my way. That makes it sound like she, but so I went out at 9:05 a.m., which is quite early in the day to see a movie. I saw Asteroid City, and it was the amount of people, the amount of stars in this movie was quite something, and it is, of course, a comedy, and but he stuffs serious things into it, like death, and I think it's called what's it called, when you're having a sort of a midlife crisis kind of a thing. It's called I can't remember the technical word for it, but no. So, and you've got all kinds of people in there: Scarlett Johansson, Adrian Brody, Steve Carell was in there, and Jeff Goldblum, and it had some really good music, and his movies, they make me smile. I'm just sitting there and I'm like listening to that, and I'm like, the dialogue, because sometimes the dialogue comes in very like fast pieces of dialogue that are very well written, and it looks just stunning with that wide. He goes super wide, and there aren't really many people doing this. You've got Quentin Tarantino, and you've got Jordan Peele, and you've got Wes Anderson. There are probably some others, but they go so wide with it, and it's just wonderfully wide. And as you might not be aware, I am not your normal viewer, because I do get kind of obsessed with the framing and the editing and the detail inside, the detail to the sets, and and the way it's lit. So I'm looking at the lighting. But I kind of sometimes forget about the story, and the story is actually the most important thing out of the whole thing. But I'm kind of like, I don't know, I get kind of sidetracked on that. But so, and it was was it his best movie? I don't think so. I don't think so. But was it his worst? No. But you do, like, you go in there knowing what you're going to get, and you do get it. And then it was on to The Dial of Destiny, which I think I gave both of these movies sort of a like a 7.0 out of 10. I had a good time with the Indiana Jones movie, but and I had a good time with the Indiana Jones movie, but and I think that it's getting the hatred and everything. I think has gone like way up, past 10, and it's been cranked up to 11, and I really don't think that it's not like at the levels that people are saying. It was actually very enjoyable, but there were some things and that you were scratching your head at. There are story problems in this movie. Definitely. Live is quite a thing, isn't it? You have to just keep going. And I had seen. So I guess to go backwards a bit here, I had. When I was 9 years old, they took me to see The Last Crusade, and that was actually one of the first times in which I became aware of the fact that when these movies, when they were put onto TV, they were edited and they cut things out, because I remember the part where this guy, he's like the first man to go into the like the opening, the tunnel, and he gets his head cut off, and the head actually rolls all the way down the stairs, and I think it sort of comes like nearby to where Indiana Jones is, and I remember watching it on the TV, and I'd say, wait, I do remember that they'd cut that bit out, and I remember it's like that bit's missing. It's like, did that actually happen or not? And so that was the first time I became aware of editing out, parts that it's a censorship. I mean, I guess it's kind of a censorship. So, and then I went to see The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull with my mother, I think, and she enjoyed it quite a bit more than me. I came out of there really shocked and stunned, and I'm still not. I'm actually still not. I haven't really recovered since I saw it. But there's a fan edit of this movie, which I think is really good, where they remove all the terrible stuff in it, because there is terrible stuff in it. It's a very strange movie. Because everybody was, it's a Steven Spielberg movie. Harrison Ford is great in it, but yeah. So and he's great in Dial of Destiny as well. And the criticisms about the Dial of Destiny is that he's not behaving like he should be. They're saying the character is not behaving like Indy is not behaving like Indy. But, and this I guess would be, we're going into spoiler territory here. It's possible that he is grieving, and that people handle grief in different ways. And yeah, he was going through quite a lot of like turmoil, and so maybe that's why he was doing what he was. Whoa! That's why he was doing what he was doing. It could be. So, but it's it's quite different from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull because it's very they look like they've actually gone to the locations and they've shot these action sequences for real. Although occasionally you do see that it looks like a green screen, but only on sort of like close-ups. So I was actually quite happy with how it turned out, and there is some crazy stuff at the end, which you'll either like embrace and be okay with, or you'll just flat out like not like. And so I don't know if the sound is going to be okay on this, so this may end up being taken down, but I felt that I had to do talk about Indiana Jones because it was I mean, goodness, I've been following that for so long, and there are a lot of disappointed people, it would appear, but also seem to be a lot of people enjoying it, and I don't know what else to say. So I guess maybe we'll stop here, and then I'll see if the sound worked, and then if it didn't, then okay. So goodbye, and until next time. See that we reached 12 minutes there. It was quite good. Not bad.